Greece needs money, and it needs it fast. But if its European creditors won't cough it up, who will? Well, a British man asked himself that question and came up with an answer of his own: crowdfunding. Tom Feeney set up a campaign to let ordinary people help rescue the Greek economy, or certainly help the Greek citizens, and the response has been overwhelming. Samuel Burke has been following the story from New York, and he joins me now. Samuel, we talk a lot about crowdfunding. I didn't know it could solve nation problems.
Maggie, if you Google Greek bailout right now, the top thing that comes out in the search engine isn't a link to the IMF website or a link to a Greek government website. It is indeed this Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign started by this 29-year-old who's from the north of England but lives in London and works at a shoe shop. He calls this a bailout fund for Greece, by the people, for the people. And so far he's raised about 1.3 million with an M, euros, which is about $1.4 million, with the goal, a very lofty goal, of 1.6 billion euros, which in theory could help pay off that IMF loan. So even though many people realize he won't make this, he says this is about him trying to help the actual people. He says the Greek and European politicians have been dithering away, and I want to read you just a little bit of what he wrote in an op-ed for The Guardian yesterday. He said, quote, "Every time a solution to bail out Greece is delayed, it's a chance for politicians to posture and display their power. But during this time, the real effect is on the people of Greece." And so often that can get lost in hearing so often from the Greek politicians and the European politicians, because they're the people leading this crisis. So it really feels like he wanted to do something because he feels that he hasn't heard the voice of the Greek people. And Maggie, it looks like a lot of people feel similarly to him. 80,000 people plus have already made donations, many of them small, 3 euros, 6 euros. So people really are opening their hearts and their wallets, thinking about the Greek people throughout this whole saga.
And it's extraordinary because we talk about these sums, but he's saying if everyone donated 3 euros, we could close this funding gap. And people have pointed that all along, haven't they, Samuel? It's not really about the money. This is a philosophical fight that's happening between the Europeans. But he's not even Greek, and he's doing this. And it's not clear where the people donating are, but not necessarily Greek. They seem to be from across Europe.
That's right. We don't know exactly where they're from, but we've seen some of the comments. We've seen people all across Europe, some people outside of Europe. It's interesting because a lot of these campaigns, they try and do something small to get you to invest or to get you to donate in this case. On this campaign, he's saying for 3 euros, for 6 euros rather, we'll send you a Greek salad with some olives. I don't think he could send salad to 80,000 people at this point. But when you look in the comment section, when you look at the tweets, people aren't interested in that. There are people who are just thinking about the Greek people. They see some of the images that we're seeing right now, pensioners lined up at ATMs trying to get their money out, and they say online that those are the people that they're thinking of, which we can't lose sight of throughout all this.
And bringing up the point that many others have, that it is the people that are being forgotten in this political